Hello children, today I'll be taking the poem Wind for You by Subramanya Bharati. It was originally written in Tamil, but it was later translated into English by the famous poet A.K. Ramanujan. Now let's look into the poem. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. So, in the first few lines, you can see that the poet is actually having a conversation with the wind. Fine. So, main literary device that is used here is personification, where you attribute human-like qualities to a non-living thing. So, here the poet wants to convey the idea that the wind is actually quite destructive and has the capability to distort lives. That's why he is requesting the wind to be a little more calm and soft. For example, see the second line. He is actually requesting the wind not to break the shutters of the windows, not to scatter the papers, not to throw down the books on the shelf. So basically, requesting the wind to control its destructive power and be a little more soft. Now let's look at the next few lines. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Weaklings means someone who is weak or is incapable of doing anything. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. He won't do what you tell him. So you can see that the word crumbling means to fall apart or to break into pieces. This word has been repeated again and again to emphasize on the destructive force of wind. So the poet again says that like how winnowing is done. I hope you know what winnowing is. Winnowing is to separate the grain from the chaff or the husk. So basically separating the purity from the impurity. So the poet suggests that the wind also does the same thing. You cannot tell the wind when to stop or what not to destroy. It will continue doing it. And it is basically separating the weak from the strong. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Steadfast means ready, always prepared. Do this and the wind will be friends with us. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. So in the last few lines, the poet suggests that, see, the wind, although the wind has a destructive force, it distorts lives, but still, it has a positive point where it separates the strong from the weak. So it also points out the fact that whenever we are in some sort of trouble or whenever we face situations that are out of our hands, we have the ability to sit back and feel weak about the situation, or we have the tendency to give up. So here the wind gives us an important idea that whenever you face something stronger than you, you do not give up, but you stand against it and you fight it so that you become stronger. So here the wind suggests that the wind inspires us to face the difficult situations and grow out stronger. So the poem begins with requesting the wind to be a little more calm. Here in the first stanza, it is portrayed to be a little more negative, but towards the end, the poet suggests that the wind, though a destructive force, is not that bad. Why? Because it ultimately teaches us to be a little more stronger. It separates the strong from the weak. Therefore, it is important to be strong at all point of life.